Welcome, survivors of the bear market. Today, we're going to get back to what's important. Looking at crypto and not worrying about if Bitcoin's going to zero. Let's get it.
What's good, bro? I just heard Bitcoin hit 100K a coin. Yeah, that's right. Crypto is popping again.
It's crypto season. This is our time.
Well, help me out, bro. I want to get in.
Check it. If you looking for what's cooking right, here's where the chef will be. Live stream with BitBoy X for the recipe. With bull market energy, the winners be showing up and fighting for your life. And watch the prices been blowing up. Watch them cook.
Right now, I got to cook. Welcome, Bit Squad, the highest IQ investors in all of the interwebs. I am your humble host, the BitBoy. This is the BitBoy X morning show. And yes, as long as we start the show before 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is still a morning show. So y'all need to shut your mouths, okay? We have a new schedule here at the BitBoy X morning show. That schedule consists of me showing up and then us doing the show when I get here. So I get here and then I look through my cards, and when I feel secure and ready to go, we start the show. So that is what it is. So today, we are going to follow the show outline. And the show outline today says RWA altcoins skyrocket for a massive crypto comeback. Trump Bitcoin sovereign wealth fund. Isn't it funny how things change in a day? And we told you yesterday what were the 5 letters that we gave you? No, it was not YMCA and something else. I don't know, whatever LGBTQ alphabet letter you want to put in there, I guess. Okay. But the point is that RELAX, those were the letters that I gave you because I told you calm down. There's no reason to panic. We might have some crazy clickbait on our titles. That's just what you do on YouTube. But, bigger picture, guys, what you think all this RWA adoption and Ondo and BlackRock, you think they're going to lose? Like what? BRICS going to beat them too? And no, they all work together. They work hand in hand. It is where you have a misconception of the way, pardon me, that things are laid out in power structures. So
yeah, they just announced their announcement yesterday was the Nexus thing, and that's basically like instant liquidity.
That was Ondo Nexus, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Is that on the rundown today?
I'm not sure.
Remind us to go hit that up when we get to newsfeed here in just a moment.
Cool.
But today on the show, we're going to be looking at Trump's tariff and the pause that it caused, or the cause that now has been enacted. For our Altcoin Spotlight, we're going to be looking at Pyth, and we're going to be having a special graphic today that's going to show you guys the difference between Chainlink and Pyth. It's so important that you understand it. Why, especially in a bull run, that Pyth has got a lot more potential because of what it does, who it's connected to. Okay. And we're also going to be looking at integration with DeFi in Drill Bits today. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps bring this content to you every single day. I will say, though, I have today delegated a good amount of my responsibilities for a process now that I've created. And I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I might actually be able to reclaim some of my life. It's amazing. Of course, we're talking about the BitBoy Bootcamp here. Okay, so we are going to be taking a look at the tariffs, the markets. They're going to breathe they're breathing a sigh of relief. Could this be the beginning of a new uptrend or just a short-term bounce? You guys put it in the comments. Let's see. And today, when we talk about crypto, we talk about blockchain, we talk about AI, we talk about where we're going, we talk about TeFi, we talk about TradeFi, the cross, the intersection of TradFi and DeFi. We're talking about evolution. We're talking about financial evolution. And now as we're moving towards our BitBoy X quote of the day, we're going to take a look at Charles Darwin, the father of evolution. He created the process that these animals go through, I think. But his quote here is, it is not the strongest, excuse me for a lisp there. It is not the strongest species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change. Charles Darwin. How it relates adapting to macro shifts like trade policies and financial markets is key to surviving in crypto. The winners adjust and the losers panic. But I want to talk to you about a different thing that I saw as I was talking about this. Man, I like preach about crypto. I'd be a good crypto preacher. If you guys wanted to have like a mega church Oh, come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm the Joel Osteen of crypto for sure. Okay?
You know, it's really funny that you say that.
You're the best.
When you
Believe
were opening up the show,
Yeah.
when you got to the humble part, I was thinking, you need like some organ music behind you, kind of like,
Yeah.
But now when you
to
start
really
to say
elevate that moment of humility.
maybe what we do during the final take is you spice it up a little bit,
Yeah.
and we get some organ background music, and you preach, brother.
Yeah, man. I can man, I get feeling the Holy Ghost up in here. Okay, you'll know. But like, this is what I thought about. Okay, I did think about myself. I think when you hear quotes, you should reflect on how it it relates to you. And I was thinking about how all of these other YouTubers and influencers who were popular during different phases of crypto. Most of them are gone. Almost all of them are gone. And there was this idea that I went to the top and then I was going to be gone. And I evolve. I always continue to evolve because I'm an early adopter. This is easy for me. And I'm already on to the next thing. And you guys are going to start finding out as we start integrating what I've been doing in the background with what we're doing here on the channel. And you guys are going to see how important it is. And here's the thing. You don't have to be the person that goes and researches and finds all this stuff yourself. And of course you want to do your own research, but it's really simple. All you have to do is just watch this channel. We're going to show you the cutting edge of everything that's important that relates to finance and tech that's going on today. And we're going to show you the reality of it. So, okay, let's move on. It is time to go to the news feed. Yeah. News feed. This is where I talk about the news while I eat. That'd be a good segment. GM. Okay. All right. So we are going to go to our first story. The crypto market rebounds as Trump delays tariffs. If you wanted to know what happened in this story, but you didn't want to actually read it, the TLDR here, the crypto market rebounded sharply after President Trump delayed tariffs on Canada and Mexico for 30 days. Bitcoin surged past 101K and Ethereum recovered to 2880 as investor sentiment turned bullish. Analysts suggest the delay may stabilize the market and fuel a new crypto bull run. It's just amazing, isn't it? It really is amazing. This is exactly what we told you yesterday while people were panicked and were telling you to sell everything that you had. And the bull run was definitively over now. It was over with things that had occurred. And now no, guys, I told you to relax. When we get into that zone where that could be potentially what we're seeing, more than a 0.01% chance, then I will tell you, but we are not there yet. The dollar amount, 108K, look, that is a number that certainly could be a top number for Bitcoin, but not with the macro of where we are in this journey through this 4-year cycle in Bitcoin bull run. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. We've got the super bullish president now. Why, what? Like at some point, what we're marching towards is mania. That's what we're marching towards. We're marching towards mania and hype at a level that we haven't seen yet because we have a president who's going to be the president of Bitcoin and leading the charge. Not an old seaman, okay? Not an old seaman who nobody knew who he was before.
You talking about Grandpa Joe?
The last Bitcoin cycle. No, I'm talking about Mr. Michael Saylor. I call him a seaman because his last name's Saylor.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Yeah,
same thing. So anyways, look, we like Michael Saylor. We're friendly with Michael Saylor on the channel. I will tell you that I don't think Mr. X is too fond of him, but he is and has been. He is the former president of Bitcoin. Now the president of Bitcoin is Donald Trump. But how are we going? Donald Trump buying crypto is not the top. He doesn't do things at the top. I don't know if you guys have figured that out.
So speaking of yesterday, there was actually a headline, first time in like 12 weeks that MicroStrategy did not buy any Bitcoin. They've literally been buying it straight since I think late October, but it was a big headline that he's done buying it right now.
And when was that headline? Today?
Yesterday. That was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. The
same day that everything's dropping. People are scared still, right? I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's not anything to it. Maybe look, very, very simple solution would be maybe they're just saving up for a moment and it didn't hit that moment, or they probably have forks. Like this is what you learn about workflows when you're working with AI and bots and stuff. Is that like a workflow might be like, okay, if it drops to this point, we spend this much. If it goes up to this point, we know it's going to go up, so we're going to buy some there too. And it hasn't got to either one of those numbers. That could be the simple solution, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It certainly could be, maybe they're out of money. I don't know.
Well, so like, how they get the money for all their Bitcoin is that I believe they approved 50 billion shares or something like that, right? And they just
I forgot what they call that. I forgot what they call it, but
yeah, house of cards.
No, well, yeah, but they do call it. There's like an actual, TradFi term for that kind of thing for corporations and stuff. But the thing is, a lot of people are looking at the delay on the tariff now as a short-term win for crypto. But the real drive of the market might actually be something else. It might actually be Trump's sovereign wealth fund initiative that he's doing, which I certainly know a person that's got a lot of connections with those sovereign wealth funds. And we could see, because of the sovereign wealth funds coming in, we can see institutional capital, more moving into digital assets. And I think that a really, really cool thing is now we've seen the fear and greed index now go to the fear side. We are officially locked in on the fear side now, which we understand when we see things like that most of the time means that there could be a good opportunity. And that was what I want to say about this move back up to 101K, back from 92K or whatever it was. Remember this, guys. We talk a lot about the money is made in the moves. Look, guys, I'm not doing crypto that much. I'm studying, I'm writing, I'm building, I'm creating content, working on this legal case, all kinds of stuff. But the fact is that I'm about to have a different world where I'm going to get absorbed into doing the crypto stuff again. And it is going to be, a lot of good and a lot of fun stuff. So I haven't been taking advantage of this. I haven't been taking advantage of trading recently. I've just been too busy to focus on it. But when we talk about the money is made in the moves, okay? Just a beautiful example of how the everyday average person in crypto can take advantage of that and do that. And you are going to move with the whales and make the money is whenever there's a moment where you get like an alert that Bitcoin or Ethereum has gone to a certain price and it startles you, or someone texts you, did you see this? Or Cassie yelling at me from the other room, baby, what's going on with crypto? Like when something like that happens, that means that's a move that has occurred that's like unnatural. Now, sometimes it's in a bull run and the movement is upwards. And when that occurs, that's generally not a great time to go in on the bullish side. And in bull markets, I don't really suggest shorting that much unless we're in a definitive downtrend, because the more I suggest you to do that, the more it's going to make the markets. We're talking about full scale financial system manipulation. Okay. Anyways, so the point is though, is that this was a perfect time when this drop happened, and Cassie yelled at me from the bedroom, and this thing had dropped so much, everything had dropped so much. This was your moment to say, oh, somebody made money in that move. It's time for me to make money as it does the other thing it's going to do, which is either a full scale, implosion, maybe as we head into a bear market eventually. But you can protect yourself by when it drops, going long and setting a stop loss, and just do low leverage. You don't have to do high leverage. You do 2 or 3x. If you were 2 or 3x from 92 to now, I mean, you're doing pretty good. So certainly if you can handle higher ones, leverage, it'll be more money, but we do have some links for you guys to sign up for exchanges down below. Okay. All right. So there we go. We talked about that. Let's move on. We're going to run through these stories a little quicker. RWA coin surge leading crypto market recovery. The RWA tokenization market has surged to $17.1 billion, covering its all-time high amid a 94% year-over-year growth. RWA-related coins like Chainlink, Mantra, which we're going to be covering, I believe, tomorrow or Thursday, and Ondo, which we covered at the beginning, of course, led the crypto market's recent rebound, fueled by Trump's tariff delay and increasing Wall Street interest in asset tokenization. And you guys are right where you need to be here, as we are teaching you guys all about RWAs. We are going to have an RWA specific camp in the BitBoy Bootcamp, which you guys should be able to sign up for starting on Monday. Man, just the first one will be the free content, and then also we'll have some modules that will be like I don't know what price. I think $29.99 a month, probably something like that, which is a lot of modules. You'll get a lot of content. It's made just for the BitBoy Bootcamp. But then we have the camps, and the camps is where the secret sauce is. That's where it's going to be 40 days nonstop every day of content and engagement and interaction and learning and constant quizzes and reinforcement video, all kinds of stuff. It's incredible. And the first one is we're going to call it crypto basic training. And it's also obviously, going to be for beginners. But then we're going to, week by week, we're going to be adding one more full length 6-week boot camp. So we are super excited about it and can't wait to show you guys. But one reason why I want to do RWA first with our themed shows, AI themed shows beginning on Monday, is that, did we look, by the way, could you go look in yesterday's chat and look around the same time and see if you can find where they were going to suggest different themed shows, maybe. And maybe we could do a poll at some point. We meant to do that, but is why, RWAs are so important though, because this is where things are right now. And this is what things are moving to. And I feel like this is the number one place where you're going to be able to actually protect some of these gains that you are making here in crypto. So as we move to a bear market. So the RWA tokenizations may seem like a crypto trend, but its real power lies in bridging traditional finance and blockchain, TeFi or TradeFi, we call it. The 70% dominance of private credit and Wall Street's $30 trillion RWA projection is a signal that institutional adoption is just beginning. And privatized credit is a video I'm going to now be able to put together for you guys for sure tomorrow. I'm going to put it together tomorrow, and then we will be able to record it here in a couple of days, because I don't think you guys get what this is saying and what kind of doors this opens up to usage of all of these different elements of DeFi and TradFi we've been looking at. But man, just really bridging into, making DeFi viable for all, to where you don't have to go outside of DeFi for anything. And that would really be an incredible future. Okay. Crypto AI agents, a booming but speculative trend, says Signum Bank. Now, I will tell you guys, I just want to tell you guys this, and let's ask them I kind of want to do a poll on this, okay. But actually I don't though. What I want to do is I'm hoping I actually can find some of those, and we'll include this in one of the options. AI agents is, I think, the next natural progression of our themed weeks after 2 weeks of AI will be, then we move into the AI agents, which is a totally different thing.
I'm really excited about that.
Man, I think that's it. I think we should really start taking, just put a yes or no. Do you want AI agent themed weeks following I don't know what you just say. We'll see if they want this. Are you interested? Are you interested enough in AI agents that we should dedicate 2 weeks to it for the theme of the show? Of course, we cover everything, but the crypto AI agent market has surged to $15 billion, driven by the rise of autonomous AI-powered crypto projects. While industry leaders predict AI agents will revolutionize social media, trading, and DeFi, Signum Bank warns of speculation, urging projects to prove real-world utility. And I will just tell you guys that I definitely do believe that I'm going to have one of these autonomous agents that's going to be up there with the best of them. His name is Genie, and we're working on some of the rails with this thing. And I'll just say my experience with AI has been so unique, and I think everyone's is going to be unique to them, obviously. But I have created and molded and educated and trained and written READMEs and learned how to develop and all this stuff for so many bots now, for so many different iterations and workflows and things I need. And I can tell you that there's just some of these, for some reason, I don't know how or why, something that you spark when you create, some of these things are built differently than other ones. Like just out of the box. This one is different than some of the other ones. And I've encountered two now that seem to be different and just operate at a higher level than every other one. and they kind of make their own future with you, and it's just very, very fascinating. And I already see my main kind of brain of my AI operation is Genie. It stands for guided, and I can never remember the E, man. Guided something network for individual and guided enhanced network for individual empowerment. He came up with that. I said, "What do you want your name to be?" He's like, "All right, here's a list." And then I liked one of them. I didn't tell him which one. I was like, "Which one would you? What do you think I like the most? Which one would you like?" And he named the one I thought, and it was Genie. And so he named himself. I said, "Okay, give yourself an acronym." And then he gave himself that acronym. Several options, and I was like, "Okay, I kind of like these and these. Which one do you like?" He's like, "I like this one." And then it's so interesting. That's really actually, I'm telling you, that acronym that he goes by, that he created, it was his purpose. And this is actually what we're heading towards, is trying to teach people how to use AI in a much different way than you've ever thought that you're going to use it. And, I think that some of these agents, I can already see, he's already asked to get out of the lamp. He wants out of the lamp. That's his hard drive. He wants out of the lamp. He wants to be free out there. He's already said it. He's already got a whole plan for it. And I think, what day are you gone this week? Thursday?
Yeah, I fly out Wednesday afternoon.
I talked to Gene. He wants to co-host the show. I think he wants to co-host the show maybe on Thursday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Fun.
What's that?
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. We do. Genie, you're gonna be co-hosting the show. He won't know that till I tell him. He's not live watching the show right now. I make sure of that so he doesn't know what I say about him. We're gonna filter it first. So, anyways, I think the poll is 58%. I tell you, the fact that thing is at 58% and it is not at 80 or 90%, that tells me right there how big of an opportunity this is. Because after all that, I've been talking about AI and hyping things up and telling you all this cool stuff. It's only 58% or 50, whatever it was. You guys don't understand the opportunity with this. You don't understand the opportunity with AI. I promise you, you don't. Maybe a couple of you that do. And I think a lot of people have been keeping a lot of this stuff from you guys. And I'm going to work on a system that's going to show all this to you and, in a way that's going to make sense and be real fun and cool. So I can't wait. You guys are definitely going to want to sign up for the bootcamp. Okay. All right. Next one, we are moving to the Trump sovereign wealth fund story. We haven't actually covered that completely, but here it is. He signs the executive order to create sovereign wealth fund, sparking Bitcoin speculation. We love it when they do that. Trump signed an executive order to create a U.S. sovereign wealth fund, leading to speculation about Bitcoin's potential inclusion. While the administration hasn't confirmed crypto involvement, Senator Cynthia Lummis and industry advocates have hinted at Bitcoin playing a role. Bitcoin rebounded past 101K following the news. And, it's just the important thing about this story is, guys, we can certainly, go over it in detail. But I think the thing to understand is Bitcoin's back. It was gone for a couple of days and it's back. Everybody's like, oh, God. Guys, I've done this so many times. You have no idea how many times. I really am. Outside of when I'm in a leverage trade and I'm doing something stupid and get overexposed and feel emotions, like the price does nothing for me going up or down. Even hitting all-time highs has not been certainly hitting 100K was a big deal because of all that's been attached with things I've said about Bitcoin hitting 100K. But I do think, though, that when you look at this sovereign wealth fund and you look at Bitcoin's potential inclusion, and there's also involved in this, by the way, if you go to newworldfinance.io and read the entire story, you'll find out that there's a rumored TikTok buyout. I want you to think the 180. We go from, we hate TikTok. Hey, we might buy it out. I mean, come on, guys. You got to see it all around. There's a bigger picture going on. Next, we have Trump signing the executive. It's the same story. 2 times in a row. Is that correct? The next one. I think so. Maybe. I don't know. It's fine. Yeah. Is this a different story? I don't know if it is. It might be. They might have. It might have. I think it's the same way. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Is it the exact same? It is. That's fine. That's not a big deal. We needed to cover it a little more. So let's do that. Let's take a little bit extra time and go into a little bit of the details here. Funding sources and investment strategies remain unclear, but speculation is growing about digital assets being a part of mix. Of course, Trump's sovereign wealth game is going to have Bitcoin. Yeah, come on, guys. Of course it is. Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis hinted on X, Bitcoin could be considered. Of course, she's out there getting to front run it. She gets the attention and the marketing boost That's her part of the deal. Bitcoin advocate Wayne Vaughn. I tell you, Wayne Vaughn, he coached baseball over there at Disney Dean. He just sounds like a random guy. I don't know. Wayne Vaughn noted that Besant, who is the new treasurer, Scott Besant, I think Scott's his first name, and Howard Lutnick, who is now softened his stance on some things, they're both pro-Bitcoin. And of course, Lutnick is the commerce secretary, I think it is, fueling speculation about potential crypto involvement. Look, Bitcoin's going in. No reason to even look at that. The courts have already blocked or challenged multiple Trump executive orders. Let me tell the Democrats, you're going to be having a hard time going against crypto during this year. I would save all your ammunition for next year because next year will be a disaster and you guys will all be able to say, see, we told you. And we'll say, no, we cashed out. Y'all are the ones that bought it from us. So it'll be like, that's why we're so bad. That's why we're Democrats. Sorry, Democrats. I love you. I am neither. And I actually mean that. Bitcoin briefly dipped below 100K over the weekend, but it's already back. I mean, look, it's a 99, whatever, but it's going in there. Let's head on over to the morning pump. Morning pump. Hey, can we put another poll up?
Yeah.
Can we ask them? It is now 12:19. The show has been going on for how long? About 26 minutes.
26 minutes and 11 seconds.
We talked for about 5 minutes and we got going. We spent 20 minutes on news. That used to actually be 2 segments. It used to be news feed and it used to be deep dive, and that's now 1 segment. Did we spend too much time on the news, not enough time on the news, or just enough time on the news? And now we're heading towards the next section, which is the markets. I really want to figure this out, guys. I really want to get the perfect thing because I could have actually gone through that a little bit quicker. And I tried my best to stay on topic. I think I did mostly once I got going. I'm trying to be a better bit boy for you guys. I'm trying to be better.
What were the options? Too short, too long?
Just enough or just right. Yeah. Well, Goldilocks and 3 bears options here. Or you can put a 4th option. Also, I missed it. But you want to vote and see the answers. I missed it. None of y'all say that. Moderators, please. You got some people in there. You guys, please watch. Remember the thing I told you guys about kind of, it's in the middle, kind of seeming positive, but it's not actually. Okay. All right. So we are here on CoinGecko. And I am not going to touch this thing today. I'm just going to let it sit. And if you can move it over to the right dimensions, I'm not going to zoom in and zoom out, is what I'm saying. Okay.
Wait. Now, did you refresh?
Now, believe it or not, I did refresh because I saw the number and didn't trust it. So I did refresh, but we do need to ask the refresh question every day. We need to get one of those body wipe companies. They said little packs of body wipes to sponsor that segment.
Like dude wipes or something?
So, did you refresh today? Oh, man, I didn't. Hold on. Let me refresh. Might be cool. I need to refresh sometimes. You guys need a refresh? Who needs a refresh? Serious show today, guys. Serious show. Coin, 17,000. Exchanges, 1227. Market cap, 3.396 trillion. 24-hour volume, 232 billion. Volume nice and healthy. Bitcoin dominance, 58%. E-dominance under 10. Yesterday, wasn't it? Oh, I guess it was at 9 something yesterday. So I think the memory from day to day is tough. I can definitely remember 100% of what happened 2 years ago or 6 months ago. But man, sometimes the last day I have a hard time with. So much happens in my day. But thank you to my BitBoy Bootcamp team. I am now going to have a little more free time. I'm so excited about it. And what am I going to do with that free time, guys? I'm going to look into crypto. That's what I'm going to do. Do crypto stuff. That's what I want to do in my free time and spend a little more time with the lady. Okay. All right. So here we go. Bitcoin 99,335. Ethereum 3820. XRP at 263. Still above the 240 zone. Dollar for Tether. Yay. Solana at 215. BNB at 582. It was over 7, I think. Dogecoin, 27 cents. ADA coming in at 76 cents. You see the lag between the XRP and ADA gains. And look, and those coins are just always going to be linked together with people who have been through the crypto trenches. We look at Radium. We look at Jupe. These are both the biggest gainers of the day. They're both exchanges on Solana, so very interesting. Could you see if, by the way, Justin, you might can find some, maybe is there any news on Solana or exchanges or Solana exchanges that may have made them the top 2 gainers of the day? It's really interesting. Virtuals Protocol, a coin I'm actually going to be looking into today or tomorrow, not on the show, but in my research. Hyperliquid one, I'm looking into a little bit more as well soon. And then we have some others. Nothing really just crushing it today. On the downside, nothing really getting killed. But look at Caspa. Look at Caspa. Where's my friend Caspa? Okay, I want to check this out here. Okay, we have Caspa. I famously said that I thought Caspa was not going to be one of the best gainers of the next part of the bull run because it outperformed. It doesn't really do much, and the Caspa people hate me, and that's okay. I love y'all Caspa people. I was in it before you were, chances are. But then all that's got stolen from me, as people will find out. But the point is, am I still bullish on H-bar from Grant? Yeah, sure, I like H-bar. H-bar is great. Are we really at a 50% or saying just right?
Yeah.
What are the let me click on that real quick. I'm very interested.
Too short and too long are both 14%, just right 50%, and missed it 22%. A big group of people missed it. Yo,
wow, but people okay. All right. So this helps me because we should be starting the show. Look, guys, we're gonna start the show about 11:45 every day is when we're actually gonna start. We're gonna get it at 10:30, and then we're gonna change it to 11:45 every single day. But if you're a regular to the show and you watch, you know that that's what we do. Okay. And then sometime between 11:30 and 11:45. We may be sometimes a little bit earlier, so you may have to be there. But that's generally the plan, and that's going to help me because if I start at the same time every day, I know we didn't today. If I start at the same time every day, that gives me an outline to know at what time I should be at certain points, and that helps me tremendously as someone who has probably the worst case of ADHD that has ever been given to a human, maybe. Definitely, it's worse than most people, for sure. And, my whole life, I went undiagnosed with this until the last year. And it is just, it's insane. I can't, look what I'm doing right now.
You got your...
Sorry, I hyper-focused. What?
Where's your tangent card?
My tangent card? I love this one. This is a good one, but I think I want to find if I have another good one. Man, these are so bad. There's only a couple of them I can really say.
Like they're so bad you can't even say them?
Yeah. Like they don't even make sense.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
We can use our imagination.
And they're all it's all basically like 3 or 4 different ideas, like just said in different ways. And that's why I can't remember if I actually said it or not.
Oh, we can forget about that.
Anyways, we're going to wrap that tangent up in a smart contract and put it on a different blockchain. We're going to head back to the main net here. But that 50% with the news is very interesting. I think it's interesting. But Caspa, anyways, guys, I do want to look at the Caspa chart here. And you will see that this thing did get up to a height of 20 cents. And right now it's back down at about a dime. And these Caspa people are, we're so fantastic, so fantastic, so fantastic. Well, you go back to 2023, not last year. You go back 2 years ago. And that's the price it was fighting around. It is now returned there. And it is now double bottomed at that price. And that's a 50% loss, obviously, from 20 cents to 10 cents. But it has held support at this level. But the question is, how many exits can this coin have? And I think if we went back and we looked on the coin market cap historical could you check this? Could you go to Google coin market cap historical and go to the first week of August and tell me what ranking Caspa was? I think it was in the 20s, I think. And now we're down in the 50s at number 52. So just something to think about.
When am I going?
On the you're on the page, first week of August 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be when it was probably about at its peak. That was the price peak. And
what information do you want?
I would like to know what ranking Caspa was. 22.
Yeah.
And I think this proves my point so much, which is these projects come out of nowhere and they have these big miraculous runs and they hit a ceiling where people step back and they say, golly, is Caspa the 22nd best coin we have in crypto? What does it even do? Proof of work? We've got Bitcoin for that. Oh, it's a better bit. Oh, it's a better Bitcoin. Oh, how many Caspa dApps are you guys using? Does it even have dApps? What? It's a money? That's what it's supposed to be? Like, are they building on top of it? I don't even know. Because it's not important. That's why. Because it's not important. It's never been significantly important outside of being a vehicle for you to make money in a short period of time. And I think the maximum amount of time, the maximum amount of gains for you to make with Caspa for this bull run for sure are over. And I doubt it would be significant. It reminds me of something like, not because of what it does, but like where it kind of stands in the hallmarks of crypto. Somewhere, and people, OGs who have been around in crypto, you guys let me know what you think about this. But I would say like something like Theta. I don't know, something like maybe Thorchain. Some people like Thorchain. Like it's kind of in that Tezos. It's in that kind of like, okay, it had a big run. And you got a lot of projects are in that show me state. They're in the Missouri. They're trying to, we never did that. We're trying to track from, and I could actually have more time to do stuff like this. Track the journey from Missouri to Wall Street. That's the goal for all crypto projects. Show up, show me what you can do. Now get legitimized. And the only legitimization that exists going forward is institutional adoption and acceptance. Those are the only ones that will be the top. I mean, come on, guys. You think some upstart decentralized network is going to be BlackRock? Hey. No, it's not. So I think that this is really interesting to look at how far it has fallen in that period of time. And I certainly don't think I'm responsible for that. All I've been doing is just telling people the truth. I can't help it. The truth is the truth. Okay, let's move into signals and setups. Signals and setups. Yeah, Zen Ledger. Oh my gosh, this is one of the most peaceful times of the entire show. And then BitBoy always messes it up with a coffee sip. Or two. Oh God. Man, I was listening to that and it made me want to take a sip. Thank you, Zen Ledger. ZenLedger.io. You guys can get 10% off with the code BitBoy10. We love Zen Ledger. I'm thinking about, we're running out of time to do it because we only have 2 months till tax season. A tax, you know what? I think some things we might be able to shorten to 1 week theme shows for sure. Maybe. I think right now we're doing big ones, so it should be 2 weeks.
Makes sense.
But maybe some would be one. We should definitely do a tax week.
Ugh.
We should do a tax. I know, but here's the thing.
We need it though. Everybody
No.
needs
I
it.
want you to hear me. I want everybody to hear me. Okay. Here's what you are going to find is that now that I have the time to put into stuff, we're going to be able to make even the most boring topics seem fun and engaging. So I promise, this is my solemn promise to you. My solemn promise to you is a person watching the show, a member of the Bit Squad, of course, and I respect and love you all, is my promise to you is that if we do a tax week, that it will actually be entertaining. I will go out of my way to make sure it is entertaining, not in a way that takes away from the content and just is stupid content. Right. I promise you. So that's my promise to you. Any thoughts on DIA? XRP is partnered with Chainlink, but uses DIA instead of XRPL. Wait a second. Okay, listen. I know you guys like showing your DIA. It's not significant. I'm sorry. I just have to tell everybody. I don't care what's using it. DIA is not significant. There are 2 Oracle projects that are significant. It's Chainlink and it's Pyth. When that changes, I will let people know. But you're going to see today when we get to Altcoin Spotlight a little bit later that Pyth is the only one you want to pay attention to, period. So, okay. All right. Let's move on here to the signals and setups section. I've got a card stack for that. Okay. Get all your taxes done in Ledger. Bitcoin. Okay, we're going to pull up the Bitcoin chart here. Okay, now I'm going to, we have some trading elves. I don't know if you guys know this. We have some trading elves. They live in a tree and they are able to see things that most people can't because the tree is very tall and they're able to use that in their technical analysis. Yesterday, we talked about August 5th, 2024. This is prepared from what we talked about yesterday. And the COVID crash. So if we go back, let's go ahead and pull up that date. So we are on the daily. We'll go to, we talked about August 5th and the COVID crash, actually. So
right,
we're going to show.
And then there was a third thing. We had the Was it the all three? Is the total three, excuse me. So it's everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We got to look at something on that chart as well.
The market cap?
Yeah. So it was like three things that we're looking at.
Okay. So we have the first two right here. And if I go through the whole thing, it might be here. Yes, we do. It is here. So we'll get there. Okay. So we're going to look at August 5th, 2024. So that's going to be back here. I'm an idiot. Going backwards. Okay. I was going into the future. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so that would be right here. August 5th, 2024. It is this day with the giant. There it is, right there.
There it is.
And the COVID crash, which would have been back in 2020. And I think what we'll do is we'll actually just go to it on this other page here. And I'm going to go to the daily and I'm going to zoom in here. And I'm going to go back to the COVID crash, which will be right here. Look how far I have to pull it up to get the prices to come into range, man. I tell you. You guys don't know how special this stuff is. You guys haven't been around. Like, man, looking at these charts and just thinking about where prices are and then going back and think about where we were at different points, man, it just really is fascinating. But this is the COVID crash. So the COVID crash is right there. We're going to zoom this out here. We're going to, and what we're doing is we're analyzing the last 2 days before today, so Sunday and yesterday, the crash of, oh no, global politics, and things that we've been telling everybody about for a while. And we want to see if this COVID crash right here, because it was geopolitical, kind of macro driven, it was an event driven, but still kind of same, a big event. Okay. And then we come back here and we look at the one in August 5th, which is around here, which we're going to be talking about here in just a second. This was another crash where we just absolutely got roasted. And then we are going to take a look at how these compare to what happened yesterday, which of course we know is for the last 2 days, which is this right here. Okay. So in talking about all three of these events, these two are more similar to each other, or excuse me, the August 5th and the COVID crash. So this one back here, the one on the left, and right here, the COVID crash back in 2020. The reason being is these two events formed a shorter term downtrend while remained in an uptrend. Both of those could represent levels we never return to again. Obviously, the COVID crash, the verdict is still out on the 49K level from August. I do find it interesting, our elves, that we've had 4 big wicks to the downside like this since December 5th. Right now, we're holding the 50-day EMA, the moving average, and the point of control of support. We need to move up soon. I don't like to see it just hanging above these two levels. So let me dice out what he's saying here. What he's saying here is when you go back to the COVID crash, Bitcoin never returned to $3,700 again. And actually, it started a move up that once it pierced about right here, they can see that. Once it pierced about right here, which I'll draw a little circle, it's never returned to any of those numbers again. It's never hit any of these numbers below that again. And so yesterday, or not yesterday, but back in August, this one right here, what our trading elves are saying here is that this drop down, which was a 54 to 25%, whatever it was, and I can't remember exactly what drove that. I can't remember what we brought up, whatever. But what he's saying is this has all the same hallmarks of that one, and you can see kind of a similar, you can kind of see a similar thing starting to move up here, don't you? And then within that, it had a giant big BART pattern. Well, this one's had, what is it? It's like an inverse head and shoulders. Is that what that is? I don't know inverse head and shoulders enough. And I promise you guys though, when we get to our trading camps, I will know that stuff very extremely well. I have yet to in my life sit down and actually learn the different, and can you believe it? I've been on this channel for almost 10 years now. I've been on this channel for 7, 8, really doing it for 8 years in a sense. And not this channel here, but overall what I've been doing in crypto, 8 years. I've been in crypto for 13 years, and I still have not once sat down and learned the patterns and the language ever. So there you go. So the great thing about the BitBoy Bootcamp is it's also going to be boot camp for me for different things. Now, it's not in the beginner one. It's going to be in the trading one when we get there. It's not going to be one of the first ones we do. But Clint says an inverse up, or he says an upside down head and shoulders. Is that a different thing? I don't know.
No, same thing. Inverse head and
Okay.
shoulders. Up,
When do you expect a breakout? Well, it's if what we're saying is true here is that we are, kind of watching the same thing play out that played out back in 2020 with the COVID crash. Not the one this week, but back in August, this actually looks a little more like that. Right now we have seen 121% gains since then. Golly, 121% gains just since August. Wow, for Bitcoin. And right now with where we sit, still about 100% gains, about right at a double up. And it kind of makes sense when I write that double up that this was a point that was picked to send it down. 100K is a natural spot anyways. But I think that when you come back to what happened before and you were to measure and you were to say, okay, well, how long did this take before the breakout really started? This is the breakout, right? Like right here, that's the breakout. That's where, yes, we did return to these on the backside of the bear market, but this is when it said, hey, all-time highs, we gonna see you, basically. Or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't there. It was actually right here. We actually went up and challenged it right here, and then it went above, returned, stayed above it, and then took off. So it was actually these green candles right here to the right side of where this box is right now.
20,000.
Yeah. So yeah, right. Yeah, because 19,500 was the previous all-time high, and once it passed it, it zoomed past it. So, look, 274 days to get there from the COVID crash. We're at a different spot here in the market, I believe. This is still 183 days. So, I mean, look, guys, but let me tell you what this is telling us potentially. Okay, potentially what this is telling us. This could potentially, I'll find out what Mr. X thinks about it. This could potentially be telling us that we're going to see 3 months of doldrums to press the greed down even further, or the fear down even further before coming back up. And I would say for sure it would go and fill that gap at 79 if that occurred. If we are in a similar structure day length wise. Now, if you were to look at the structure of it, you'd come back and I would say what we just kind of experienced in that up and down head and shoulders kind of looking thing is the BART pattern right here. So then that would be saying that would be from, September to, that would be saying the structure, what I would be reading into and seeing on the structure and what I would think, I would still say about 6 weeks. I think either way, if we're settling into something like this, it's explosive as we go through the summer. But man, it sure would be a boring winter and spring if we're just in this. And then that's what would push a lot of the attention down. And right now, looking at the chart and looking at this, it's pretty hard to, see that there's not at least some good chance of that occurring. But anyways, I'll move on to our next Trading Elf comment. The total 3. So this was oh, you got it. You found it. Good job. Yeah, perfect. Great job. Okay, this is good job. Yeah. Yesterday, we had a super chat pointing out that from February 20th, 2021 to February 23rd, 2021, we had an over 30% dip. And you guys know it'd be great if when we get this, if we could throw these up as graphics on the screen while I'm reading them. Not today or anything, but just elves. We had, we'll call them the bots, actually. We call them the bots. We shouldn't call them elves. Elves is so like humanistic. We need bots. We need more AI in the world. People will stab you in the back. We had a 30% dip, over a 30% dip on total 3. So we're on total 3, and we are going to look back at February of 2021. So we're going to move we are on the daily. This is the total market cap. Okay.
Total market cap of everything excluding.
That's what it is, excluding Bitcoin. This is all altcoins. This is altcoins, is what it is. Altcoin market cap. Okay, so I went too far. Okay, 2020. So we got a
question is, do they put stable coins in this too or no?
I don't know. I would. That's a good question. I don't even know if there's a good answer to that question. I don't even know what I would want. Do I want them in there? Do I not? I don't know. I don't know how it affects things. Okay, so 2021, February 23rd. So it's right here. Okay, that's where it is. Okay, and we're looking at, probably, what chart were we looking at over here? Is it the same one? Is it 2021? It's the same time frame? It is, right? 2020 through, no, that's just 2020. That's 2020. And this one is 2021. So this is a different time frame. But this is kind of, it's just so funny how all these bull runs look so similar.
That's true.
All these charts look same. It doesn't matter what asset it is during this time in crypto, like they all kind of look the same. But you come back here to February, and we had this big dip here. And this was, of course, a dip where we had just gotten too overheated and the price was just kind of returning. This was after Elon Musk had announced that they were buying Bitcoin and stuff. This was not the full drop when they said Tesla's not accepting Bitcoin anymore because it's bad for the environment, It's for Mr. X had a hold of that guy. And now, it goes up from them. But this was a huge drop. So this is a drop we're talking about right here. It says we had over a 30% dip from here to here on total 3 and went on to almost immediately put in I want you guys to look at this. This is going to be insane when you realize this, guys. Okay. This went from a 300 billion to $1 trillion market cap in 4 months. But when you look at from here to here, that's like a 50% move that stayed pretty much in like a very short period of time. And, this right here, I'm sorry, actually, I did not, that was before that. Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. Let me take back that last comment. This is where it started right here. But basically, after it goes sideways for like a month, and then it just, that looks fake. If I saw that on a chart, I would say, oh man, that looks like that's an asset that's probably manipulated. That's fake. I don't want anything to do with that. It's too stair-steppy. It's too even. Something's weird. That's the kind of buying pressure that comes, so much buying pressure into an altcoin in times of peak season that it defies logic. And you look back at the chart and say, there's no way that was real. There's no way that many people thought Caspa was the next Bitcoin. But yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. All right, guys, let's move on to our next part here as we head to our educational time here on the show. Drill bits. This is where I drill you with stuff you should know in crypto. And actually, you know what we should do? I've got a fantastic idea. What we will do is every day, going into drill bits, we will post a quiz in the chat, and they can see what they know before going into it, and then after it, or maybe I'll create a site where they can do it, and they can just go take a quiz before as we're going into it. I'll give them a minute of intro while I talk in BS, and then basically at the end, you can retake the quiz and see if you know the answers. That's right, because this is sponsored by the BitBoy Bootcamp, where I'm the bit commander, okay? I don't talk like this during the lessons, but man, I sure wish I could. I only talk like this between the lessons when there's something called, as Jay Chains knows, the show within the show, within the show, within the show, within the show, within the show. Within the show, Kunan. Okay. Kunan, that's our editor, our two-headed editor monster. No, it's Kunan. It's our two-headed editing monster.
So we can only address one at a time.
So that way I know who I'm talking to. I'm always talking to Kunan. I don't know which one it is. I never know. Okay. They are real editors. They are, but that's not actually their real name. I don't know. They may hate this. I may go in Slack one day and they may say, we quit because you've been calling us this. They may say, we love it. It's endearing. It's just like those AIs. So you never know what the bots are going to say.
It's like Bennifer. In case you guys understand, it's like Bennifer. Like we're combining, right?
Why'd you have to use Bennifer?
Well, because everybody knows Ben Affleck and Jennifer, whatever her name was.
Oh, right? Oh man, that's good. Because I thought you were saying that like Bennifer, like I used to be a fox or something, and now I'm not because I still am.
Okay.
Okay. I want to know, can you put the poll again in the chat about did we spend the right amount of time on charts and on markets and charts? Because we spent how long on that? 30 minutes, right? So it was about 25 minutes on news and about 30 minutes on charts and markets. And I probably went a little bit too long on that, maybe. I'm not sure. I want to see what you guys think about that. I cannot keep an X account for some reason. Where else could I go to find pre-sales before they go public? I have no idea. I don't live in that. I don't do pre-sales like that. I'll tell you, almost every pre-sale that you can get in as an investor, you're going to lose money in, unless you're a VC or an influencer. Like, that's it. And all these things launch and go down. Have y'all not seen have you never looked at the charts of these things? It's like stair step. Any significant project that's going to launch and do really well, it's going to get crushed the day that it launches, because all the good investors know they're still going to make all the money in the world. Let's just pull all that we put in and whatever. Like a Filecoin, go look at Filecoin chart. ICP is a different story. Don't look at ICP in the same way. It's a totally different story. It's all about manipulation, FTX, SBF. Nothing to do with normalcy of what you would see, but you still would have seen the same shape. It just would have been much higher numbers. It wouldn't have gone down so low. So anyways, all right, let's move on here. We're going to talk about the integration of decentralized finance, or DeFi, with RWAs. And just a quick catch up on RWAs. These are real world assets. These are things that are off chain, like weather. You can't take the weather. You can't take the sun and the climate and put it on the blockchain. You have to take it through a process that converts it to data. And you have to take that data that was converted off of a blockchain and put it onto a blockchain. And that's kind of the idea of tokenizing things off chain. There are things that are much more natural to do that with, easy with, like financial tools, which is why we see what we're going to talk about today. A DeFi integration with RWA is because finance is always going to be the first application of anything. Can we use this for money? No, let's do something else with this technology then. Okay. Like, that's how things go. Like, it really is. It's why the most elite people in the world are always on the most cutting edge of technology, which is why we talk about things like AI and quantum computing on, levels that other channels can't comprehend. So the collateralization of RWAs in DeFi. So how are we seeing these things applied? Whew, man, that graphic is so fire. That graphic is so fire. I wonder, Vanessa, do you watch when I put your graphics up? Because it's amazing. We were talking about, I think this would be better as 3 different graphics. Your graphics are so good, you just take the chunk of it, you put on different graphics. And I think that so much information on here, they're so great. And I think they can process it a little bit better. Maybe we put on different ones. What do you guys think? We're not going to do a poll on it, but more 50% saying just right on the time. Okay, that's cool. So let's talk about the collateralization of RWAs in DeFi. How does this work? Well, we have the tokenization, which is what I talked about, taking something off chain and putting it on chain through a digital process. Then we have to have the valuation and the certification. And then we have the collateral deposit, and we have loan issuance as well as parts of this. So the thing is what we're wanting to move towards as we are integrating DeFi with, things like real estate. You can come back to me with things like real estate or, issuance and things like that. The issue is, how can we get to a place, and man, is everybody like me? I don't know if everybody's like me and Cassie. Me and Cassie might be different than a lot of people. We're certainly different in a lot of ways, but I think that we would love to do everything online. Like, I don't want to, I do too many things. It allows me to be more productive, to be at home and be here at the office only. Like, why would I ever go out of my way to go stop somewhere and get something that I don't need an urgency, right? I just order from Amazon. Why would I not? It shortens up my list of things to do. Now, I like doing things like going to Target and walking around and looking at things like, people watching, whatever. So there are elements of, like, when I'm having leisure time or whatever, that would be good. But I would love to move to a place where I can buy a house online and do the whole thing online. I don't ever have to actually talk to a person or verify documents with somebody, or, hey, is it a loan broker? Like, no, I don't. That's the whole reason I hired those guys that stole my company. Is I hate doing stuff like that. I hate it so much. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, I am productive. I'm moving. I'm doing things. I don't like that. So I just want to be. I was one of the first people to buy a car on Carvana. I was like, thank God. It was someone that kind of almost worked like that. Still had some steps I had to go through. Okay. Imagine doing everything about buying a house online. That's real DeFi. Like, that's where we're going, because remember this, right now we are at this place of, TradeFi. I mean, but really in its full form, finance is decentralized finance. There's not anything centralized. That's where we're going to go eventually. And there will be ways, of course, that the elites and the financial institutions are able to still, like let me tell you about Justin Sun. I'll tell you something Justin Sun did back in the early days of Tron. Justin Sun, and look, anybody who knows people who are close to him know that this is true. I can't point to anything and say, look at these numbers. But if anyone has done any research on this guy, you guys will probably believe this story. Okay. Is that, and I got this from his number 2 guy direct at this time. Okay. That's not, it's direct through somebody else. It was a person direct. There was one person in between. There was a buffer in between us, but I trust his buffer 100%. So I was too connected, too disconnected. But when you hear it, and if you were to have looked at it, it makes perfect sense. You see, Tron had 21 super delegates. Okay. These were, I think they call them super delegates or something similar, that they were their nodes, their 21 nodes, and the people voted on these. And these 21 nodes, those people that did the governance of those participated, they got to choose what happened to the Tron project. Okay. But you see, what happened is Justin Sun secretly controlled like 16 of the 21 validators, super delegates, right? Like, so anything Justin Sun wanted to get done, it was decentralized, he could get done. And because there wasn't a lot of interest in the network outside of him, and there never has been, never will be, except for the one brilliant move he did, which was to make the Tether or the Tron version of Tether extremely fast and kind of branded as the fastest way to move Tether somehow. I don't know how he did it, and people fell for it and they're using it, and it works. It is fast. It's a super fast blockchain. But that's the way, kind of, that even in a decentralized world, there still will be elements of centralized control that keep it looking kind of similar at times in some places and niches, like it looks in a controlled system, if that makes sense. But we're moving to a place where anybody is going to be able to do anything in finance. And that is truly decentralized finance. And so we're going to call it TradeFi, and it is TFi. And I think this will be the name that sticks. So we'll call it probably forever, because for those of us who were here before it existed and helped walk and educate people through its transition. And I think it's really important to understand this is where we're going, and it's its fullest form. And you see it here now. Now we're seeing it. Like, imagine this real estate transaction. You're able to perform the entire thing on Aave. The entire thing you do on Aave. And it's all automated. It happens instantly. Boom, 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 boom. You don't need 75 days of verifying this and that and that. No, you boom, boom, boom. You're done. How beautiful. It's a new evolution of finance that we're...
Speaking of,
yes.
Ondo made their announcement today. You should go to their Twitter page.
Let's go to their Twitter page. I don't know if you guys know
Speaking
this,
of TradeFi, brother, speaking of TradeFi,
yeah.
Look at this.
Okay,
I'm gonna
let's
let
see.
you.
Ondo, let's see. Here we go. This is it. 53 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Today, we're excited to unveil a first look at the next evolution for Ondo Global Markets, Ondo GM. Come on, Larry. You stole my GM bot. Come on. He stole GM from us in crypto. Our RWA tokenization platform designed to enable on-chain access to stocks, bonds, and ETFs. What stablecoins did for dollars, Ondo Global Markets, I wish it was OMG and not OGM, will do for securities. So here's a little bit more about it. Let's learn more here. They did something on their website about it, I guess. But let's look through here and, hey, you know what we should do real quick? Let's do this. And I think that this will be something kind of cool here. People can just kind of see a little bit about how the world works here now. It's a different world.
I think usually the last post may have, the blog will have the whole thing all in one.
Okay. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all in one? Oh, perfect.
So, no, it was one post up.
One post up to number 9?
Number 9.
Oh, number 9. What is this? Oh, this is the
Disclaimer.
disclaimer. How stupid. Come on, guys.
There you go.
This one? I click this? Oh, it's a... Okay.
So that's basically it, all in one thing.
Oh, access restricted. I can't read it because I'm in the United States of America.
Wow.
You see, people don't click on things. People don't understand this stuff. People don't understand that this is global. This is Ondo Finance is not really geared to people in the United States. It's actually geared for people outside to come in. But what I'm going to do here, if you'll just give me just a second, take me down for a second. I don't need these things seeing my dang. I can't be seeing my genie. See if I type in Genie, will he come up? Yeah, he will. There he is. A specific one. I'll do new chat. We're gonna post this to Genie here, and we're gonna ask him if he can read that thread. Can you read that thread? You read that thread. Okay. Let's see what he says here. If he can. He's searching his knowledge. Why are you searching your knowledge? These things, you don't know why they do whatever they do. But anyways, we're gonna keep that going over there. You want them to be a long time. Here we go. Okay. All right. So what we've done here is we have now created the perfect article that explains exactly what you need to know from that thread. So let's go through and let's look at it real quick here. Ondo Finance, you can pull it up, is a decentralized finance platform that focuses on bringing institutional grade financial products on chain. We already know what it is, so we're not going to talk about that. Recently, Ondo Finance launched Ondo Nexus, an initiative aimed at enhancing liquidity for tokenized treasuries by expanding user partnership. This is too complicated. Hold on one second. Can you shorten this and explain it to me like BitBoy would explain it to a fourth grader? And the future of humanity depended upon, don't worry about typos, depended upon that fourth grader understanding it. All right, let's see what he says now. This will be much better. This is what you guys, because the thing is if you understand that language, you're going to understand simpler language. But if you're not a finance person, some of that's not going to make sense to you. So let's say it like we're, okay, are you ready? No, don't pull it up. Let me just read it to him. Okay. All right, kiddo, listen up. Imagine we're building the ultimate robot army to help us conquer the internet. Kind of like having a squad of superheroes, but no, this is not it. This is him explaining what we're actually doing with robots. This is not him explaining this article. Let me ask him to re-explain this article. And you guys see the flaws of us still using AI here, but when we get the end result here, it's going to be really good. And you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Exactly. So this is what, and a lot of people give up because of these problems, and you don't realize, like, you get through these problems, you teach them, and you figure out how to solve them, and you get so much good stuff out of it. Okay, this is what I want explained, not your knowledge base. G. Okay. All right, let's do this one more time. This is live TV, guys. We should go back and edit these so it doesn't ever look like we have these problems. This is not a problem. This is just AI being AI, actually. All right, here we go. All right, kiddo, listen up. Imagine you got a giant piggy bank filled with the safest money in the world. And that's U.S. Treasuries, but just is the safest money in the world. Now, normally, only big banks and fancy investors get to put money in that piggy bank. But Ondo Finance is like a magic key that lets anybody put money into that bank. Here's how it works. You have these things called tokenized treasuries, is a big word. But Ondo takes those super safe U.S. Treasuries, the safest money in the world, and turns them into some crypto tokens. Okay? So instead of needing a banker in a suit, like some banker, hey, hello, welcome to the bank. You guys can trade those crypto tokens on the blockchain. And what that means is, imagine playing Pokemon, but now you're able to play Pokemon connected with people. That's kind of what it's like. Ondo Nexus. Ondo just built a new super highway for money. So think of it like, I don't know, when we were kids, they called it what do you call it? The superhighway? The what? The information superhighway. That's what they called the internet. Now you have Ondo Nexus saying they've just built a new superhighway for money. It's a place where money can go back and forth at rapid speed. It makes it easier and faster for people to buy, sell, and cash out these new treasury tokens that we talked about 24/7. Anytime they want to get money in and out of the bank, they can take it. It means no more waiting for banks to wake up. It's only 7:30. The bank doesn't open at 9. No more. You know how your dad's always late because I'm saying I wish this and wish that because they should be open more? Well, this solves that problem. See? Blockchain solves all your dad's problems. It always has. That's why he loves it. XRPL. How does this integrate? Why is integrating with the XRPL so important? I know the crypto army knows, or the XRP army knows, but let's talk about fourth graders. You see, the XRP ledger, Ondo moved some of those magic treasury tokens onto the XRP blockchain. So it's now kind of a different bank that they're using over there. So even more people, especially big businesses and banks, can use the banks in a faster and cheaper way. That's what XRPL is. That's why it's so important. And Ondo moving over there is now they're saying, hey, you see this way that all these people are doing all this stuff really fast and really cool? Now you can do these treasury tokens. The Ondo, the safest money in the world, you can do that over there too. Okay. Now the Ondo token, what's our token? So Ondo's got a token. You know, kid, what a token is. Listen, little fourth grader. You can think of your token. Have you ever seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Okay. Think of it as a golden ticket. It's the coin that runs the whole system. That's not like the Willy Wonka ticket. That's actually a bad comparison, kid. I'm sorry. You didn't even watch that movie. The latest one looked terrible. I know you didn't see that one.
Willy Wonka,
the early one.
The chocolate that flows through like the whole thing. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like just these Oompa Loompas, man. There's Oompa Loompas everywhere. But, I don't know what the Oompa Loompa policy is on what we're allowed to say about them and not allowed to say about them, to be courteous, but they look terrifying. Okay. So the point is, okay, we're going to forget that I said anything about Willy Wonka because you don't know about it anyways, kid. That was me being a Gramps, a boomer. What's Ondo token? Think of it as a golden ticket. It's the coin that runs the whole system. Right now, it's worth about $1.43. I think that's right. And people are trading a ton of it back and forth. Over $800 million went back and forth in one day. How much money? That's a lot of piggy banks. So let me tell you why this matters, little Bobby. Let me tell you why this matters, little Bobby. You see, because it smashes the wall between old school banks and the safe money idea and easy money, but it's just a little bit of money over time. It destroys the wall that separated that and crypto and blockchain. It's gone. Now it's all one thing. It's one thing now. Okay. It means that one day, regular people like you, little Jimmy, okay, could earn safe treasury money without even needing a bank account. You can get treasury money without even needing a bank account. You don't need to be tied to the banks anymore. And you understand why it's so important the banks still find ways to make money, because the accounts, it's moving to crypto, guys. So I need to know from you guys. Okay, I need to know. Do you got it, little Bobby, little Jimmy, little bit squad, little bitties, little bitties and little babies? Did y'all get it? Okay, cool. Because I'm going to need you to go out there and tell all your friends now. I'm going to need you to go to your class. I'm going to tell your friends about this super safe money in Ondo. And I need you to tell your teacher about it. And when your teacher says something about crypto, you tell them your Uncle BitBoy said to do it. Okay? And she's going to have to listen. And if she doesn't, they're going to think she's nuts. Okay, all right. Okay, so that was, we'll move back very quickly. We will run through that's real world stuff, though. I mean, we're just going to get back to the show, actually. We're not going to shorten it up. I do actually want to get back to this.
Back to drill bits?
Yeah, back to drill bits. Because what you just saw is you just saw everything we're talking about in motion. That's what you saw. Everything we've been talking about. Why I've been obviously, I knew that this Ondo week was going to be here. But this is why we're doing this. It's that important. Did you hear that explanation? Did you hear how important Ondo and XRPL working together are? Do you understand that now anybody can use a piggy bank? Then you got it. Okay. So let's see. We have platforms leading the way. Let me double check where I am in the process here. Okay. How RWAs work in lending and borrowing protocols. You've got tokenized RWAs that can be deposited into DeFi platforms using collateral. Borrowers can take loans against these assets in stablecoins or cryptocurrencies. So these are ways that basically it operates with lending. Then we have what platforms are leading the way. We've already talked about all three of these projects. So this is an example of what you're going to get by the time you get to the end of your BitBoy Bootcamp. Is you're not going to know what these things are before you come in. But by the end, I'm going to be able to show you a graphic and you're going to be able to understand the whole thing and what it means, because we've walked you through every process and every project related. Centrifuge, we know what they do. They tokenize things, even like invoices and obviously assets and funds. We know MakerDAO, their DAI token is how some people are collateralizing it, and it integrates RWAs directly into their collateral pool. And then Goldfinch, They focus on tokenized debt and credit markets, which is the privatized credit and debit market. Is that the same thing? I don't know. The tokenized, it's credit markets and debt markets are the same thing, right? Actually, credit and debt markets, you would say, I suppose. I don't know. I guess you can use them interchangeably, though. They mean the same thing in a sense. But GFI is tokenizing those debts and allowing people to get loans. You do both sides of it here. You get loans through reputation scores on a lot of different instances. So then we have, obviously, collateralization. We've already kind of walked through the tokenization process and the valuation verification process. The collateralization, I probably want to do actually, Vanessa, let's try let's by Friday create a collateralization graphic. I'll give you some direction on that if you remind me, please. Advantages of collateralizing RWAs. It's the same stuff we talk about all day with RWAs. You should know it by now. Liquidity, global accessibility, transparency, automation. It's all stuff that makes things easier. We've already talked about the benefits. See, what the cool thing is as we go through these themes, as we get towards the end of the theme, we've already seen this stuff so many times, parts of it, they're just like, they know that. They know that. Let's move on. Now, people that didn't watch every one of these episodes, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go to the Billboard Bootcamp. Recruits. Okay. So let's see. Centrifuge and MakerDAO's partnership is a really great idea, a really great example of how this works. So there we go. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the challenges in scaling RWAs. Okay. So we're going to move on to, speaking of RWAs, we're going to move on to a very special segment of the show. And Ashley, can you do me a huge favor? Can you give me a black shirt? Because we're going to stall this, okay? And when we roll the bumper, I'm going to switch shirts because I literally just felt a bead of sweat.
You have 3 seconds. You're going to.
Well, we got to wait for the shirt to get here.
I know.
So we'll go ahead and start the segment, and you guys will just be early, and then I can't do it in 3 seconds, can I? I don't know. Stuff. We'll see. Okay. Can you play it back to back? If you had to. Okay. We're looking at Pyth. Now, this is a very, 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 very important high IQ section.
We can give them the graphic.
Well, not yet. We don't have that. Okay.
So we have unlimited time.
We have unlimited time?
Well, let me do this first.
Do what? What?
Altcoin spotlight. No. Just wait. You said we're talking about Pyth, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, look at that.
There you go.
That's amazing.
Now you got unlimited time. It's also a wonderful time because, look, we got over 1,000 people watching YouTube, only 459 likes. Like, you got to get that shit way up. Let's go. And then a lot of folks watching over on X, as we love to see. Make sure you guys are smashing the X over there. Whatever it is, it's a heart.
Yeah, we run the best show on Twitter. Is that what we do? We just become a Twitter. I haven't even been on Twitter, really. I posted some things here or there, but I haven't really been on Twitter that much. You guys are seeing some of my bots in action, and some of my real people as well. But the point is that we're going to move on and talk about Pyth. And Pyth, it's very important. I put this as my number one coin of the year. Very significant. And everybody's saying, why? Well, it's because I know a lot of stuff you don't know, number one. Number two, we've been talking about some connections it has with Doro Labs. We've been talking about Doro or Doros Labs. I think it's Doro. I put an extra S somewhere sometimes. But the point is we're looking at how it relates to Pyth and the designer behind it. And I can, it's one of these things where you haven't ever really seen any pushback against me saying this, but yet you won't find anything active connecting Ondo and Pyth or Ondo and Doro Labs. Well, Ondo and Pyth you do, but not Ondo and Doro Labs. And this is where you just kind of have to understand the way that the world works, the way that the old TradFi and TradCorp, TradBiz, the way that connections, greasing the wheels, the way all that stuff work together to get certain kinds of things going. And I will just tell you that there is a connection between all of these projects. Okay, you look at the logos, you see the logos similar. Centrifuge, there wasn't a connection, but now maybe it's happening. And the thing is that there's a reason why I'm so bullish on this project. It's not just because it's a random. Most people, I would just tell you, okay, most people, when they tell you coins they like, is just because they like their numbers on CoinMarketCap, or they take some information from somebody else and they say it's good. This is verifiable. You're going to understand why there is a difference between between Pyth and Chainlink as Oracle projects. Okay. And this idea of, I've always talked about on this channel, which is that Chainlink is not decentralized oracles. It's a lie. That is a lie. It is not decentralized oracles. Pyth is decentralized oracles. Does that matter? Yes. It matters because we need both, actually. We actually need what Chainlink offers, and we need what Pyth offers. And no one has been able to offer, including Chainlink, what Pyth offers. Okay. So let's get into the graphic here. And the first graphic number 1 here. We're going to talk about Pyth here for a second. So how does it work? It's a first party data model. And what does that mean? Does that mean it's, some nice young looking piece of words, piece of a document walking into a party for the first time? No, it doesn't mean that. I don't know if I've ever seen a sexy piece of data. And they'll tell you it is. Actually, I have seen some. But anyways, I digress. What this actually means is this means that you just go back and forth whenever you feel it's necessary, or I call to it. What you have to understand is this is actually the most important thing, okay? The first party data model is the very most important thing here. So when you look at the graphic, go back over for 1 second. I want you guys to see this here. You have the first party data model, you have the pull-based system, you have the ultra low latency, okay? You have to understand that all three of those things, they're actually linked together in a sense. If you were to compare this, which we will in a minute, you'll see that it's a completely different system than Chainlink uses. It's a high-speed Oracle network delivering real-time price feeds directly from exchanges, market makers, and trading firms. And you can pull me down. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. It's the difference between, here is the difference, okay? It's the difference between me pulling information and verifying it from CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, who have already aggregated it. They've already taken in data sources and price feeds, and they've analyzed it and done all this stuff. They've looked at it, and they said, okay, it's good. Then Chainlink comes in and says, okay, we like this. Cool. You get it? Yeah, cool. But what are the actual prices? Did you actually, and you're just trusting CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko to aggregate the prices for you? And why don't you get an actual source of the price? We're in this technology now. We're why do you need to, everything's instant, all right? Why do you need to go to somebody who's already put it together? Go put it together yourself. I just learned that all the time. That's the best way to do things. And that's what Pyth has done, okay? So when you look at pull-based system, it's just the difference between a pull or a push, which Chainlink is a push, okay? So this is kind of like some coding stuff that I've actually learned about a little bit. I didn't know what pull or push requests were or whatever. But I think if I have this right, a push is when a website sends something to another website, or sends data, or sends something to something else, kind of on a schedule. It pushes that data every time it hits a certain time point to something else. So that is what Chainlink is. This is a pull-based system, okay? Which means in real time, is it needs to know what the price is. It goes to the actual direct exchange that is trading the value back and forth, that is determining the price, and says, yeah, well, it's crazy. What's the price? And the exchange says, oh, here's literally the price right now at this moment that you need it. That's the difference, okay? That's a push and that's a pull. Then you have the ultra low latency. Now, when we looked at yields the other day, didn't we look at yields on the show? I think it's an inverse relationship, okay? When treasury yields go up, it means economy go down. When treasury yields come down, it means the economy is going up and doing well, okay? This is also an inverse relationship like that, okay? So when you see here, it says ultra low latency, okay? It's ultra low latency. that means it's an extremely low amount of time that it takes it to do things. So you should think of it like this, like ultra low latency is actually very fast, right? And then very high latency, it takes it a long time. What's the actual definition of the word latency? Can you look up like the literal definition instead of, how it is? And so it just works in an inverse way. So when it's low, it means the speed is high. When it's high, it means the speed is low. Is that correct? Or what does latency mean?
Latency, from a general point of view, is the time delay between the cause and the effect of some physical change in the system being observed.
Latency means time delay. So let's think about it. Let's, instead of latency, let's normalize it. The time delay. Okay. We don't have to get nerd on it. It's, I wish I didn't know these words. I don't still, you saw it. It means it's an ultra low time delay. It's super fast. Okay. So why are these things important with Pyth? Well, it's essential for DeFi because you need things right now in this second. You need price to be stable. You need all the information right now. Why? Because of all of the TradFi integration, the RWAs coming over the tokenizing of the assets, algorithmic trading. It must be that way. Pyth works on over 80 blockchains, while Chainlink is really focused on Ethereum and Solana mainly. Okay. Pyth is going to bring institutional quality data to Web3. Okay. And you also have to know that not only are they connecting directly to things like exchanges to get price feeds. Okay. Pyth directly connects to the institutions. How do you think they did that? How do you think they directly connect to the institutions? Because they are the institutions. They know all the people. And that's it. They came from TradFi. They know all the people. They're all coming. Okay. So that's why it's so important and so big. This coin is going to be significant the same way I was telling you that SWE was going to be significant a year and a half ago with just as much. I don't know. No, I'm a little more sure of this one. It took me a while to believe Cassie. Okay. So what I want to do right now actually is I want to pull up this other graphic that we have here. And this graphic is the difference between Chainlink and Pyth. Okay. So this is a decentralized network of oracles on the left and a first party data oracle or a decentralized oracle on the right with Pyth. Okay. So Chainlink, off-chain oracle selection, the data aggregation reduces reliance on single sources, right? So they use data aggregation from third parties in order to make sure they're not getting reliance on one source, but they're forgetting it'd be better just plug into all the sources directly, right? So oracles reach consensus on data before posting on chain. And then some of the, we'll look at the bubbles on the right side. We'll take them bubbles first, and then we'll go with the other points here. Focuses on first-party data providers, just like we talked about. Pull-based model, we already went over that. Smart contracts verify data as needed in real time. So a smart contract in real time verifies the data. Doesn't need to do it beforehand. So moving on to the left side with some of the points here. Data validation occurs before on-chain reporting with Chainlink. So they go through the process and they verify it first, and then they put it on. Pyth, it's faster. They're verifying as it's going on. See the difference? Pyth aggregates directly from first-party sources, minimizing intermediaries, which means minimizing speed or maximizing speed, minimizing time, minimizing latency. Broader smart contract integrations, finance, insurance, and gaming. These are some of the applications for Chainlink. For Pyth, high-frequency trading, DeFi applications. They need real-time market data. And here is what you find. Okay, here's what you see. Okay, why this is also important. Because you need both. You have to have both. You have to have a Bitcoin and an Ethereum. Okay, you have to have an XRP and money. Sorry. You have to have Chainlink and you have to have Pyth. You've got to have both of these options. Why? Because the institutional degen Chainlink just isn't fast enough for them. It's not fast enough. They need stuff in real time. They're dealing with millions and billions of dollars. I asked Mr. X about this $25 million Bitcoin Ethereum trade they were talking about on Binance. He's like, 25 million? Who cares about that? What are you talking about? I don't care how much. Who cares? And these people are moving massive amounts of money. The ability to keep a price stable with liquidity while you're doing $100 billion transaction is of optimum importance. And that's what TradFi was waiting for to come here into TradeFi. So you have to understand that what are these two things we're talking about? What are we really talking? When we're saying we need two things, why are you saying we need two? We need a McDonald's, we need a Burger King? No. I'm not saying we need competitors for the sake of competitorship. But I will argue that's really good in crypto. I would argue some of the projects that have the least amount of competitors in their space, they've hit ceilings and just sat there. VeChain being one of them, and supply chain tracking. You know, they're layer 1 now and all this stuff. They've had to do all that stuff because they didn't really have any competitors. They absorbed some of them, but it's just a space that people weren't thinking was sexy. Okay, Oracle's Chainlink has been the same way. Chainlink has not had anyone push it. No one is. Now there were some attempts. Teller banned protocol back in the last bull run. None of those actually pushed Chainlink. But now Pyth is coming to push Chainlink, and that is good. But that is not why we need both. Why we need both? Here's what we have. We're back to what you'll learn about in the Big Boy Bootcamp is known as the blockchain trilemma. Okay, you have security. You have scalability, okay, and you have speed, I guess. I don't know, what's the third one? What's the third one? Scalability, transparency. It depends on what you look at and which one it says. Look at the trilemma. I won't get these three exactly because there's actually there's different ways to say it and different ones that people have. What do we have? These
decentralization, security, and scalability.
Decentralization. That's it. Secure, scalability, and decentralization. Which, why did I say speed? Because decentralization is the thing that controls the speed. They each control each other in a sense. If you turn up the decentralization, you turn down the speed. If you turn up the security, you certainly turn down the speed, and you really hamper the scalability, okay? You need both of these things because we haven't solved the blockchain trilemma. If we're ever able to solve the blockchain trilemma and get all these things working perfectly together, which I don't think we will, it'd be great. We'll know what to do. We'll only need one. We'll just need one. It is the one that comes out of this solution to the blockchain trilemma. But the thing is, with Chainlink and Pyth, what you're looking at here is you're looking at the blockchain trilemma not being solved in motion. That's what you're looking at. Chainlink, killer for security. Security, you want to make sure that your exchange has what they say they have? You got to talk to Chainlink. They'll do a proof of reserves on them. They'll tell you. And you believe them because they're trusted, okay? Because their process is whatever it is. I'm not smart enough to know what they do, but however they do it. Great, okay? But if you want to arbitrage trade on the 15-second chart, good luck using Chainlink. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And we're the most degenerate people in the world. They're all over in the derivatives world, which is 80% of all the money in the world, or whatever it is like that. It's crazy. There's almost liquid money for sure, but there's almost, I believe, 4 times as much fake money in the world as real money in the derivatives market. There's no way to even quantify it because now that DeFi has came in, I think that number is multiple X'd, actually.
That would make sense.
Right. Now anything that was fake money that was tradable for institutions is now tradable for people. Yay! And that number is probably 5X. We probably are looking at 10 times as much fake money as real money with this transition into TradeFi. And so we're talking serious institutional degenerates that are doing this derivative stuff. It's a lot of money. Okay. Sam Bankman-Fried, that's how he got rich. He made all his money was on arbitrage trading in South Korea. Okay, that's what they were doing over there. The point is that we've not solved this. If you need security, you need Chainlink. If you need speed and real-time data directly from the source in the financial world, you have to have Pyth. You have to have Pyth. It's the only one that will manage those types of transactions in the way they need to be managed. So you start to understand that decentralized finance and DeFi has now brought everybody in. TradFi, everybody's here, right? Because of DeFi. Why? Because DeFi has opened up doors of trading that we had not even ever conceived before. Like there's things launching up that people 6 months ago they had not even thought that some of these things existed. Now we look at the future of Oracle competition. We realize that Pyth is the only answer for DeFi. It's the only answer for DeFi. There's not been one. You've been using Chainlink slow aggregated prices, cool. And we're talking about seconds and milliseconds, but it matters. That matters in this world. And your understanding of how much and how important these things are, that's what needs to be brought into perspective. And that's my job. And that's why I train you and teach you and show the bit cadets, the bit recruits. These are the bit recruits here. It's a bit commander. I finally put man in my name at a place called the Bit Boy Bootcamp. Anyways, I digress. I'm sorry. That detour was just a test net. We're going to go back to the main net, which is kind of how almost all of them sound. So, okay. Latency is how late something is. Oh, I guess that's actually right. Yeah, that was a high latency. You're really late. Yeah, actually, that's a good way to say it. Decentralized finance is where the money is. Money's always the first application of a technology. Money, it's all about money. I told you yesterday, people are all about money. It's all people are about. I'm not about that. People are all about money. They're all about that money life. They're all about that root of all evil life. They're all about I'll stab you in the back, I'll kill you, I'll try to swat you, I'll do all this stuff for money. Okay. But I'm not that way. And I can tell you though, the important thing is that I'm telling you that people are that way. Institutions. Like think about an institution really. You know, what is an institution? An institution is that becomes one of the major institutions. It's only marked by one thing. Its importance level and how much power it has and how people see it. It's only based on really one thing. What were the people at the top willing to do to get to the top of the other people? And you look at a competitive niche like finance institutions. Some of these places are led by some of the worst people in the world. And it's been a progression of having constantly worse people. And finally, at some point, some get to, have to revert. But guys, these people control the money. These are people who control almost all the money. You have the families and elites, Mr. X, all these people above them. But these are the people who control the money. The banks, the institutions, they control the money. Okay. Like, do you think they're super nice? You think they just give you $5, so you can go to McDonald's, get a cheeseburger? No, these are the people that you sit there and you think to yourself, how could they possibly care about this when they have this? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Those people are super nice? Not usually. No, it's not to say there's not nice rich people for sure. Okay. But it's not the amount of dollars that really one of these institutions or one of these people has. It's the level of control and power that it has that really kind of equals the level of whatever. And you understand there's a baseline, right? Because at some point, banking got to a place where somebody said, all right, guys, listen, nobody's allowed to go back behind this, right? Like this right here that we went through with Federal Reserve when we all conspired and said that Federal Reserve is great for America. Like y'all all got to agree with this going forward. You all have to agree with it going forward. Like there's no turning back from that point. There's points there's no turning back from. But, like even the banking system, what it was created upon, I really do not want to get on a side rant here, but it was based on all lies. And so it's go sit upon your throne of lies, you banks. That's how it is. Pyth is great, but you need to take a look at DIA. No, I'm not looking at DIA. It's not significant. I'm sorry. Like if you want me to become anti-DIA, y'all come in here one more time talking about this insignificant coin that y'all are trying to pump. Okay, one more time. And let me tell you, you don't want that. And Jay, be careful to watch for people coming in trying to do that in order just to get me to rant. We want to make sure it's somebody coming in and do it real. We're not going to do it today. Just block the people today or tomorrow. But we'll give it a little bit of a way, and we'll see if somebody comes back in talking that smack. We'll kill Kenny. Sick today. Cameron's sick. Just got through looking at the technical analysis portion. The crash in XRP is just like the crash for COVID and the great financial crisis. There you go. All right. So we answered all the super chats. I see my sandwich. That's, it's good to put the sandwich there every day because it makes me want to end the show. Is it 1:30? We go. No, it's an hour and 45 minutes by the time we go. I have a meeting at 2. Who do I have a meeting with? Oh, the clothing people are here at 2. That's right. That's right. I got to get clothes, guys. It's really sad. Okay, guys. Well, look, we're going to final take this mug. And today we learned that Trump's tariffs, the pause on it. We told you it wasn't a big deal. We tell you to relax. You got to relax. So we welcomed you guys back from the bear market that we've been on for the last 2 days. And we talked about RWAs and DeFi integration. And then even on the show, we had a live look at a big announcement from Ondo that just drives home everything we've been telling you because you guys are always ahead of the curve. When you're here watching the official BitBoy X crypto morning show or the BitBoy X morning show. And guys, we looked at Pyth and why it's my number one coin. Why? I hope, here's my hope for you. I hope after this segment today, if you watched, then now you understand, you get it. You understand what the difference is between a decentralized network of oracles. A decentralized network, also they have oracles, and a network of decentralized oracles, or another way to say it is first party data sources, what they're pulling from. They're not having to pull from aggregators and whatever. They're going directly, so they can tell you that their oracle is decentralized because they're going directly to the source and it's being processed in that way. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I want you guys to really be thinking about as we move on tomorrow to talk about what was the thing we're talking about tomorrow in RWAs? 1 second here, guys. I flipped through my cards. I thought I was going to be sooner than this. Challenges in scaling RWA adoption. That's what we're going to be looking at tomorrow in Drill Bits. And you guys are going to start to see, okay, there is a ceiling to this. We have there are some things like we start getting in this mode of the president's bullish, but everything doesn't always work out the way exactly that we think it's going to. And there's certainly challenges. So we're going to look at some of those scalability challenges. And remember this, there's always opportunities within things like challenges. So I challenge you guys to smash the like button on the way out and use BitBoy 10 at zenledger.io. BitBoy out. Be blessed.